It's the morning after all the fuss and hoopla is made over the country's birthday. I just roll out of bed and think, what a relief, something's older than me. I mosey down to the cafe where I meet Dwight, who introduces himself as a retired bush pilot who lives with his wife in Missouri. He's an 80ish gent who walks with a slow, steady gait and sports an old, weathered, coffee-colored fedora. I can tell right away he isn't from L.A. He's a salt-of-the-earth guy who, from the looks of his knobby hands, has never missed a day's work. His frame is thin and wiry, and his shoulders are slouched. His soft-spoken and folksy manner has me imagining what it might be like sitting around a crackling campfire listening to some of the stories he's got tucked away in those 80-some-odd years. He's articulate and voices his opinions on any topic under the sun as clearly as the Liberty Bell. He talks about being raised on a farm, working for 25 cents an hour. He proudly tells me there was no minimum wage back then. He thinks the politicians are on the take and running the country into the ground. Boy, is he sitting at the right table. He says the last great president was Harry Truman. I have no evidence to substantiate that. As the conversation progresses, he becomes more cynical and untrusting of the powers that be. Yup, again, he's in good company. Yours truly. I sense he's cautious in expressing his opinions, not wanting to be disrespectful of my own political viewpoints. After all, we just met. I just set him at ease by saying, Dwight, you're preaching to the choir. Ultimately, we agree. There's only so much we can do. Vote. The purpose of Dwight's visit is because his wife's daughter, Karen, 56 years of age, has female cancer. He and Norma make the cross-country drive anytime Karen has chemo treatments. Karen's son, Zach, who's 22, works in this cafe, and according to Dwight, Zach has been briefed by his father about the serious nature of his mother's condition. It's not a pretty picture. Several tumors residing in her genitals and one on the liver. She can't hold anything down, so she gets fed intravenously. And this will come to no surprise by any mother who reads this. Karen still dotes on her young Zach. She makes his meals, does his laundry, and tends to his needs, as if everything's fine. She makes his meals, does his laundry, and tends to his needs, as if everything's fine. Years ago, my mother, before being wheeled into surgery, looked at my siblings and I and said, "There's a brisket in the refrigerator." Heavens, worrying about anybody else would be the last thing on my mind. Dwight says, although Zach's been told of his mother's serious condition, the reality hasn't set in. The real possibility of his going on without her. I'll see Dwight on another day at the cafe, he assures me. He needs the diversion. But for now I leave the cafe feeling humbled and with a heavy heart. My petty complaints are nothing. I'd be happy to see another 4th of July.